deeply honored to have the presence of an incredible visionary in the field of architecture who's come all the way from Mexico. Let's have a huge round of applause. Please help me welcome on stage none other than architect Lucio Muniain.
Okay, well, first of all, I would like to say thank you to Shraddha and Gurjit for having me here from such a long way. Thank you. And today, I would like to speak to you about maybe a sort of corny thing, but it's magic in architecture, and I would like to tell you how did I learn about it. That's what made me be an architect, to find out there was magic in it. No? The first thing is that that's like the only thing I have reminding me that when I was 5 years old, my mother told me to be a painter. She was pushing me because she saw me like do things, and she told me, you should be a painter. So she went to all classes and all those things in order for me to be better. And I remember in 1976, I was 7 years old, I came to this house in this was like a Saturday, if I remember well. And it was like, I don't know, maybe a party of friends of my mom and dad. And I went to this house right here. So I remember to go in between these two walls that came like very near every one of them. And whenever you were there, you discovered this patio. This patio was like this thing that like modeled the house. So I told to my mom, what is this? And she told me, well, this is a house. And really, but this doesn't look like a house. Well, this is a house. So whatever happened, I was there like very like ill in like thinking, why is this a house? I thought a house looked like Snoopy's house. But in this case, I saw like all these things that made something different, no? So later on in life, I came to this magazine that had this same house in it. And when I saw the plan, I mean, for all of you that are architects, if you see down there, you see this like corridor with these two like tilted walls. When I saw that, and then go into this like patio in the middle, and then everything in like covering the patio was things that people asked for. And in that sense, I know the living room and the kitchen and so on and so forth, but everything was like surrounding that. And when I saw whatever happened in the house, I thought that many things of this type of architecture weren't in the original program. Whenever you design a house or design whatever building, the client always asks for things. No, I need 7 like covered cars, and I need a big kitchen, and I need a big whatever. And but then, as I found out, I thought that me as an architect should come around with many other things. No, so this house in the end was designed by the guy in the middle. That's me in 1991. That's Jose, and that's Javier. Javier is a very big architect in Mexico City now, and Jose is retired, he's very old. But in that picture, and the guy with the question mark, I don't know who the hell that is, but he was there in the picture. So whenever we were together, and me starting, I was studying still, I remember that these two guys told me that like everything in architecture had to be like felt by you. I didn't understand anything, because whenever you're in school, they tell you how to put things in the correct place. No? That's like the order of things in such a like schools in Mexico. No? And but anyways, this is Jose's house, and I remember whenever he did the house, I thought that like I've seen this before. No, this is like same thing that I saw when I was very young and small. And it was like these sort of things that happen whenever you go into the house, no? You go through these patios and you go through these things that aren't part of the plan of the house, the original plan, but at the end make make the house like much more potent or important. No? So this is what I learned from these guys. No? That good architecture and that thing that makes like architecture like magic is that the whatever wasn't the original program. So I remember when I was studying, I saw these three buildings. No, whenever I saw like L'Arc de la Défense in Paris, I thought, well, that's only a building for business and for offices, but that has like this strange and important thing, no? Which I'm pretty sure that Johann Otto von Spreckelsen, if I'm not wrong, the name of the architect who did that, will plan this other thing that wasn't the building. Also, maybe Guggenheim in Manhattan had this like very different approach to the museum, because you should go up the museum in an elevator and then come down walking in this like I don't know, like Tourniquet way. And then Le Corbusier's Via Savoie, no? Which was this only one building that had three different facades in every room, in every story, and this was it. Like, why are these more important than whatever house you see in the street? So those were like recurred questions from me. And everything came along with thinking of this little word. Magic at the end of the day is whatever you accomplish to do with the things you've been asked for. So I always thought that maybe whenever you start to design, you try to think of that, and you try to think of making this new building magical. But magic at the end is like a strange thing invented by man that is like very, I don't know how to say it, but maybe very difficult to accomplish, in order that whatever happens when someone discovers a trick, it all becomes like very stupid. No, whenever you catch it, you say like, duh, I could have done that. No, so in that sense, maybe architecture has the same tilt. That's what I wanted to explain in this like passage through some of my works, and I would like to show you these 6 houses, only houses now, because with housing is like a very common thing to do, like a special thing, in the sense of that housing has a very basic program, and a program that maybe could be more of the same in every part of the world. But in this case, I would like to show you, like, from the very beginning. This is some sort of old house I designed in '96. Whenever I started doing this house, was like having these spaces that weren't on the program, that would be like would organize the whole party of the spacing in housing. So, for instance, in this case, you go through a corridor, discover a patio, and then come in and see this. No, this is a place where everything happens in the house. Has a huge tree outside, so the shadow would do that. And again, that's the same door where the one you see like in the right, in the left-hand corner. So this space organizes whatever happens in the house. You go up to any room upper stairs, and downstairs you go to the dining or the living. So did they ask for this space? No, but it was incredible to show my client this rendering back then, and telling me, Lucio, this is what I want. This is incredible. It's a beautiful house. And I was like, but you haven't seen the house. This is like the first step of the house, no? And at the end, whenever he was there, like living it, and whenever it was finished, he like he made me do these pictures wherever you see like different timings of the day, and whatever happens to the sun, and how it walks into the house, and he was like very in love with that. So I back then I said, well, this is getting me somewhere, no? So then this is another house in 2005, a little bit less older. And again, in this house, you enter to this first patio, and then you come to like go through it. And on the picture you see on the right, there's a little like covering. Whenever you enter to this covering, you discover the left-hand side one, which is like a big space that always organizes like the things that happen with the things that the client asked me for. No? So in this case, I tried to do, and I always try to do this like, how would you say, this shell that that conveys with everything that the owner needs to do with the house. And meaning that a house should be, I don't know why, maybe that was my mom that told me one time when I showed you a very nice house, she told me, Lucio, but this is a very ugly house. Look at the ugly furniture and look at the ugly art and look, this is a very ugly house. And I said, like, poor architect, man. He didn't have to do with that. And you're saying that the architecture is terrible because the furniture is terrible. So I don't know why. Maybe that's my past with her that makes me not to have any furniture in the pictures. But anyways, and then again, this house. What happened is that I started to do a house where, well, every space inside was like projected into the facade to the garden. So whenever you see that double height of the living, or maybe that single height of the dining, or maybe you have a triple height where this like new space that no one asked for is like the main thing in the house, no? So if you see this space, it's like a space that lets me and allows me to just be in this house. And you know, Mexico City has that some sort of same thing that India has in Mumbai at the end. Maybe if you see like a very violent outside-ish place where you see lots of cars and lots of people, lots of motorcycles. Well, Mexico is exactly the same one, but maybe in different colors. That's the only thing different. But whenever you have this type of architecture that lets you like rest and be peaceful and have that thing that a house can have, it always welcome for me. Well, that same house, at the end, maybe the places that are photographed in every house that you will see are those that more than they weren't on the program, the spaces that the families that get to live in there really love, because those weren't in their plans. So now you can see like many things that happen in the houses, and that has been like an accomplishment that I really appreciate doing with all sorts of projects, any size projects. This other house, again, I don't know, intimacy has been a very important thing for me. So housing always, the building as a mass or as an object, never tell me anything else that there's a shelter there for something. No? So maybe whenever you cross those two walls, you see this other thing that have like a pool and something very open. And I remember in this case, for instance, this owner of this house told me that he wanted a very big rock wall. So what happened with this rock wall was that that's the organizing like thing of this house. And the rock wall, what it does is that whenever you go into the house, this is like the first thing you see, and then inside you can see barely there that wall, and at the end a very simple gesture that separates like one part of the house with the other, and the light always goes in there. And again, you see the space that organizes everything in the house that wasn't on the program. No, that again, that little part of architecture that makes you realize that this is like the way to go. No, that I was like convinced of that. No, so again, trying to do and trying to be as how would I say it, like every wall has its place. The stairway is like a different thing. So it's right there, and it's there, but it's not mixed. Like plastically, it resembles, but it doesn't mix. And at the end, like every single part of the house and every single part of architecture that I do tries to like separate everything in order to think, or trying to think, that architecture can be as sculptural as it can get. No? So, and then again, in this case, light has always been like a very big thing for me, and maybe materials, I mean, can reflect that, but at the end of the day, light is what really characterizes whatever I do in order to read better the architecture. No? There you see some more, and some more. But again, I remember when we did these bridges in order to cross from the rock wall to the other side, to do these bridges with steel and glass. So whenever you see it from the far away, is when you see like this guy all the way over there that you don't, it doesn't, you can't see the bridge. And at the end, that has always been a fascination for me, in order to do the magic, but with like simple and stupid tricks. No, that's what I think I've accomplished through time. So in this house also, that happens also because I remember whenever I started to do this design, there was this like change of scales and change of things in order to. First of all, this is like the entrance of the house. So you enter to this very narrow little place, and then you discover this triple height with the ramp and whatever. And again, the ramp is designed in order to have like 1 meter and something at the very beginning, and 50 centimeters all the way in. I remember I took my mother to the construction of this house, and she told me, "But Lucio, how are you going to do to just go there, and whenever you have a very big dinner, you're not going to be able to enter the house because it's like 50 centimeters." Huh? And I remember I told her, designing is like knowing how to observe. And you know, we've been in an airplane, and we've been to bathroom in an airplane, and that little door is like 45 centimeters, and I've never seen a fat guy doing his thing outside. At the end, everything that you see and that can happen in a design, you can explore and do many other things that can relate to the way of processing that information in order to like tilt it to another side. No? So in this case, you can see a very large and very like long ramp, and at the end it's like very big at the beginning and very narrow at the end, and it's like a 10-meter flight, so it isn't as far as it can get. And again, in this case, I try to do this material, the concrete, the raw concrete. I've been fortunate enough to be like in a club with friends in Mexico that's called the Beauty of Imperfection Club, which at the end, I think, happens to deal with the very important thing of architecture is the building itself, not the materials or the quality or the money or whatever. No, like the quality in every place, I think we design is space, not anything else. No? So again, this other house has a mixture of this space that no one asked for, plus whatever they asked for. That happens with mixing like this triple height with all the conventional other spaces. And at the end, this triple height that has all the entrances to all the other part of the building are like connected, everyone to one to another. And at the end, every time you go out from any part of the house to the other part of the house, you can see like that relation, and you can see what's happening with the light and with the sun, and how's the quality of the day, no? There's another house, and it has basically the same thing. This was a nice experiment in order to know that streets in Mexico are very busy, and architecture is very busy. So whenever you try to do something very clean, there's always things surrounding. But whenever you get near, you can see that every sculptural part of the architecture starts to mean something in order whenever you have to go up and discover. The aim of discovery and the task of discovering is also a very unique thing in order to not to know what's happening. No? A little fast since I'm running a little bit out of time, but I want to present to you the last house, and this one, which I think this is my last house. We finished it in 2023, and what happened in this house is that the first thing is this was an announcement at the Museum of Modern Art in Mexico City. We had an exhibition a year ago that's called Brutalism, Architectural Brutalism in Mexico. So one of the things that got invited was this house. And what happened as interesting thing is how to make the model of the house extracting as less as possible to do a sculpture out of the house. No? So in this case, I put some doors out and some windows out, and that was it. So the house at the end started to be this concrete sculpture that walked that way, and at the end, whenever you see the finished house, is you'll see it for yourself and discuss at the end. But I did this experiment with 5 photographers that do very different things, and so I'm not going to talk much, but so you'll see. Again, a house that plays with light. Luis is a more classy or classic photographer. He started his practice in the 50s, and everything he does has to do with also color, but also shadow, and also texture, and it has this both photographers came to the house when it was under construction, so it's a little more raw and a little more abstract, maybe. Edmund, he's another type of architect as a photographer that, in this case, for instance, he made the golf course part of the house, which was very nice because I didn't do anything about the garden. Jaime also, he's a more, how could I say it, a commercial photographer, so he does have to put stuff in the picture in order to change architecture as a livable space. And me, I put here myself as a photographer because I've been to this house much more than the photographers have been there. So I've been like in many other situations of sun and of rain and whatever. So in this case, and I see the family like living the place. And what happens with these pictures is that that magic is discovered like in many other timings and many other places along the house. Whenever I'm walking, and luckily, because of the things, how are happening things in architecture now, and in life now, because you have your phone with you all the time, and so you have a camera with you, so which helps a lot. And at the end, whatever happens with the son and whatever happens with behavior of the family makes a very interesting thing in order to participate in like how the building works and how it behaves with light and sunlight. No? These ones, for instance, are from construction, and at the end, everything that happened with light was like very interesting to me because all the architecture didn't count as much. What was happening there and what really was like important there is what wasn't there at the beginning, no? Which is that light. I remember with this picture, I went to Memo, the owner of the house. We were there at the construction, and it was like today, like 20-something of December. This is San Luis Potosí, a city in Mexico. And I was there like, I don't know, maybe 12 or 1 in the afternoon. And when I saw this, I started to scream to Memo, no, Memo, come here, look, you have to see. I'll be there in a minute, I'll be there in a minute. So, but I saw this, and there was like a very clear sky, no clouds, all blue, and this sort of kind of light came in, and this is my phone, you know. So I took the picture, and I started like really screaming to Memo, Memo, please come. And whenever he got there, this was it. So the magic was gone. And anyways, I have to thank you a lot, and thank you for having me here, and hope you liked it. Thank you.